uh, before we came to him, while we were listening to the Minister of Agric in that seminar, he spoke about cooperatives, how they want to bring that part in. And I think he also mentioned that previously, I think last year, when they were talking about access to credit, how they want to ensure that farmers organize themselves in perhaps in that manner in cooperatives so they can access funds. Is that a way to go?
Well, that's the way to go, but I believe Nigeria have more cooperatives than any other country in the world. And what happened? They asked you to go and form a cooperatives. When it comes to funding, they will not come to an assist. They will ask you to go. They have so many policy coming on. That's why I said that most of their policies are some assorted. In the sense that when you form a cooperative, maybe you are a minimum of 10 people. At the end of the day, they wanted to give you 100,000 naira. What would 100,000 naira do for people like me? When feeding my own livestock alone take more than 250,000 naira a day. Just like the man have said about fertilizers. There's nothing wrong with the government subsidized giving out fertilizer and giving out free seed. And we will keep on having this problem if the government sit down in their comfort zone office and not going to the real people that are in the farming sector that are really going, they are really folding up.
What went wrong with the fertilizer? Because it wasn't this price before now.
Yes.
Exactly.
Where do we miss it?
It's corruption. Very simple. I will identify and I will explain to why it's being corruption. In the sense that when money is earmarked for this fertilizer as a subsidized rate, they give it to their cronies. They give it to their friends to go and bring this thing in. By the time it comes in, forget about some of them are even adulterated. Maybe they make sand before they even give it to farmers. Yes. You can ask any farmer, they will tell you this. That's why some farmer does not even want to buy fertilizer from the federal government, because you have to remember they gave it to consultants. And these consultants are their friends. They will never give to the people that are really in this field. That is why we keep on having so much failure.
Do you have proof of that?
Wow.
Do you have proof of sand being in bags as
just ask any farmer that are buying this fertilizer from the federal government, they will tell you that they don't want to use. Some of them are even not even good for our own climate because they imported this thing. Why can't we develop what we can use in our own climate? I keep on saying that some of the seed we are planting today, that is why you see that most of the harvest we have is not robust.
Tell me, looking at the situation we are now and forecasting into the next 5 years, what do you see the agricultural sector turning out to be?
Until they can follow the roadmap that the real farmers and the think tank of farmers give to them, we are not going nowhere. And they have to really identify the real problem of this country, and the research and development is the most important thing. And at the same time, relaxing on the foreign exchange. How are you going to import some of the farm equipment at 500 or over 500 naira to $1? So this one is, all these things really affecting us, and that's why the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria said that until you can relax this issue, you can remember what just happened, that some people just buried $10 million in their pocket. These are the money that the manufacturers needed. These are the money that farmers really needed. And this man is still having the affront that is challenging this money. See, we have a whole lot of problem in our hand, and until the government can really see that down, how did we go wrong? How do they do that? They have to believe that they are servants to us. Right now they are not believing it. They believe that yes, they are the masters, and it's not supposed to be.
If you were with the Minister for Agriculture now, what would you tell him in terms of the directions and the steps to take in this new task force that they have established to try to bring down the prices of food?
Definitely, I will tell him straight to his face that he really needs to get his act together, because it's the transportation. You can only transport what you produce, as I said. If farmers are running away from their farm, they cannot produce. If there's no fund for them to do farming, they will run away. And you have to look at our purchasing power is very low now. And whatever we produce, we are not even adding value. Look at most of these things value could be added. Half of most of this produce got perished before it get to the market, and this is where they can add value. There are so many of our youths sitting down there thinking of what they can do. All this small equipment does not cost that much. We are not even fabricating some of this equipment that could be used locally. Why? Because our technology, our Ministry of Technology or the School of Technology, they are not being encouraged. Some of these polytechnic students, they visited me last Friday to give me some award. If you hear what they were saying, that they need funding to do research. The funding is not there. Maybe they voted the money for them, but the money will not get to them to really do the research. The only institution that can take us out of this is the School of Technology, which is the polytechnics.
Well, were they contributing before?
They were. Of course, look at Yabatech in the olden days. They are better than universities in terms of technology, manufacturing or fabricating some of this equipment. Ordinary grater to process Gary, they can do it, but right now there's no funding. They were really alarming when they came to my office that they need somebody to take them out, to wake them up, that Nigeria need to wake up that we cannot continue like this. Without funding of our research and development, without funding agriculture, we keep on wasting our time. 98 billion naira out of the 7.2 trillion naira for agriculture. Come on, that is extremely too low. What is 98 billion going to do?
We have 75,000 tomato farmers up north.
Yes.
And that is a number that encourages anyone to want to begin to produce tomato paste, for instance. I know that there are some people who are already in that business.
Sure.
How do we aggregate this number of farmers just so that we can have an improved production for tomato? As you know, tomato is one, has become a staple, and
yes,
everybody needs it, and the government can actually generate so much from it.
Yes. It's very simple, and you have to understand that half of this product got perished, which is what we call post-harvest loss. There's no storage facilities. And how many people are even adding value to some of this? How many people are even turning this into tomato puree or tomato paste or something like that? So the funding is not there for agro-processing. And agro-processing, our agribusiness is almost dead in this country, and it has to be weakened. There are a lot of people wanted to do farming, but the willingness is there, but the funding is not there, and the encouragement from the government is not there. And I keep on saying that the government really they have to leave the business of agri to the people that know how to do it by participating with the private sectors. But until the government can leave this thing to the private sector, we keep on having the same problem, because they wanted to do everything on their own. I don't know why they wanted to be acting like God. Like most of the federal Ministry of Agriculture, state Ministry of Agriculture, you go there with a proposal, what is going to really help them? They will take the proposal and go and give to some of their consultants that does not even know anything about agriculture. And we keep on having this problem.
Did you say that the 75 billion naira that the CBN approved for agri-lending is a drop in the ocean?
It's a drop in the ocean, and it's not even getting to the real farmers, my brother.
Who's taking it?
Political farmers. They are friends. You can ask any farmer, if you really want to get to the root of this thing, go to any of these local farmers in the rural area. They will lament, they will cry to you how they have been really marginalized, how they have been really punished by the government. Okay, I was a time around the corridor, I went to buy a yam. Okay, I was just passing by, and it was an outside guy from Kano. If you see how this guy was lamenting that the government have been lying to them, they have been deceiving them, that the funds they promised them, especially the anchor borrower, is not getting to them, they concentrate on the rice. And look at the price of rice today. It's nothing to write home. Nobody can afford the rice now. Look at the lake rice. I was of the opinion around that time that I hope this thing will be sustainable. Look at what happened. You cannot go to the local market now and find this lake price. They said they are re-energizing, they are trying to re-strategize. But listen to me, my brother. There are so many things we can do within ourselves. If we believe in ourselves, if the patriotism is really there, we still believe in importing some of these things that can be produced here. Whereas we can produce what we can eat in this country. So we have to stop playing God and start playing with the real people that can really move this sector forward. But we need help. We really need help.
Is there any farmer, do you know any farmer who's tried to access this fund and didn't get the response? Because I mean, when you approach
one is sitting there in front of you.
And what reason did they give?
They keep on asking for something that you can never even be able to achieve.
Well,
they will tell you that, yeah, the collateral number one, even Bank of Industry that was even trying to give some of this processor some money. If you see what they go through to even access this funding, I know so many cooperatives that have tried it, like BYO Cooperative, GNCI, so many GNFSC.